Here's one towards the goal. That's going to be gloved by Travis Ridgen. Well, this is more like it.
This is Slanging the Biscuit. Here's Travis Ridgen and Dave Wheeler.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No?
It's going to explode.
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Oh, all right. It'd be funny if mine exploded. By the way, this is the Nitro Cold Brew that we've been drinking last couple episodes, the Sheepdog Nitro Cold Brew. We are a Winnipeg podcast. Everybody loves sporting Canadian products these days. This is a Manitoba-made Nitro Cold Brew. And the best thing, I had somebody message the other day. It was like, oh, you just drink it out of the can. It's black coffee. No, watch. Look at this. Look at this. The foam. The foam is so good. Welcome back to the show, Sling the Biscuit.
It amazes me you're not a beer drinker because that's half the fun of being a beer drinker is the foam and the romance of pouring it out and getting the proper head. All that kind of stuff. That's honestly, it's one of the lesser mentioned loves of beer drinkers.
I feel like this would be kind of like a Guinness, though, because Guinness has like the big thick foam, right?
Totally.
Because like Guinness with the foam.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? So I haven't had a drink in, I think, coming up on 8 years. Close. Was it 2018-ish? Bailey's Irish Liqueur. It's really had me kind of curious.
Yep. Oh, it's great in coffee.
That's why, because I love my coffee. And then, well, I didn't care originally. And then I see all these people talking about if you put Bailey's in your coffee, it's fantastic. I'm like, well, I'm a coffee drinker. I'm addicted.
Yep.
But I don't drink alcohol. So I'm curious. But apparently you said they have non-alcoholic Baileys too?
They do. I'm pretty sure Tim Hortons was doing
The Taj Hortons?
Yeah, they were doing a non-alcoholic Bailey's in there just to kind of get the flavor because the flavor is fantastic. I mean, never mind putting cream or sugar or anything. Shot of Bailey's in your coffee is just...
Did I finally convert you?
To what?
That we need more Canadians working at Tim Hortons, not all the foreigners that they imported right off the boat?
I don't care.
You don't care?
No.
You don't want Canadians working Canadian jobs? Team Canada right here?
I think that there is enough room. There's enough room in this country to welcome a lot of people. And as long as you're vetted properly and you come here with the intention of contributing to society and contributing to this wonderful tapestry that we've built over the course of the last 150 years, even longer than that, you're more than welcome to come. Please, work the jobs, do all the things, but come in with the intention that I want to be Canadian.
Which they have not. They've done no checking. Come on in. Bring your family. Bring your pets. Bring all 17 of them.
And I think in the grand scheme of things, you and I want the same thing. We just want a lot of proud Canadians. And
that's the thing. I want more people that are patriotic and love this country the way that I do, the way that you do. And to be honest, like Don Cherry, that is like the ultimate, most patriotic man in Canada's history. We need more people like that.
Arguable.
Nationalistic.
You got to keep in mind, I had a very unique upbringing where I was raised in a city that was literally built overnight in the late 70s when they decided to start extracting the tar sands from northern Alberta. And they were looking for skilled workers, and they didn't care where they came from.
Skilled workers. That's the key point.
And that is. And from every corner of this giant globe, I grew up with first-generation versions of those people. And they are wonderful. I went into every single one of their homes, got to know their parents. My parents worked elbow to elbow with every single one of them. The running joke growing up in Fort McMurray was, where are you from? Because nobody was from Fort McMurray. And I didn't realize how unique that was growing up in it. But I have a different outlook on it because it is very doable. It is very doable if you're bringing in skilled labor. And if you're bringing in people that you vet, say, hey, we need a person to be a process operator. Boom, we found one in India. Hey, we need a person to be an instrumentation expert. Boom, found him in South Africa. You can find these people all over the world, and they needed to because it was really hard drawing from people inside of Canada who already had gigs and already had lives. And so you had a huge culmination of people all immigrating to this hole, literally a hole, in the middle of northern Alberta, actually in the northeast of northern Alberta, but regardless, we made it work. And so I have a different perception or perspective. I think I have a little bit of both, that it is possible. I think bringing in people just for the sake of, hey, you're not doing very good in your country, come on into ours. We got to take care of ourselves before we take care of anyone else. I agree with that 100%. And I think we need to do a better job of bringing in skilled labor.
But we need more skilled laborers, not more Uber drivers, not more 7-Eleven employees, not more Tim Hortons employees. We need
keep in mind, a lot of, and listen, we can debate this and get into the minutiae of it for hours. Right? Yeah, I know, it is a hockey show. But look at it this way. Without somebody, how much do you know about Nazem Kadri's parents? Not a lot.
They came from somewhere not here, and then they came and they embraced Canadian culture.
Did they?
He played hockey. Well, they're playing hockey.
Well, he did.
He doesn't wear a turban.
He did.
Well, he did, yeah.
How do you even know he's Sikh? I don't know that.
Well, look at his haircut. His hair isn't like down to the floor, and he's not wearing the turban.
There's different kinds of religions out there, man. You never know. That's the thing. You can't judge a book by its cover.
I know. So this is gonna be our voicemail exclusive episode. But did you see?
Yeah.
The Jack Eichel, Nazem Kadri beef that has not faded whatsoever in the last 9 years.
No.
So back in Leafs days, this would have been like 2016, 2015-ish. No, it must have been 2016 because Eichel got drafted in 15. Eichel's going on the boards. Kadri absolutely drills him. And the media is asking Kadri after, what do you think of him? Yeah, his defense isn't that good. And they asked Jack, and he's like, funny of him to be saying, my defense isn't very good, bud. And then fast forward to this past Saturday, that same beef, a little extra cross-check, give you one right in the thigh, give you a little Charlie horse right in front of the net. I love that. That's the type of stuff hockey needs.
That's great.
Your defense sucks, you have a terrible haircut, and your socks blow.
Give me a rivalry.
By the way, check this out. The new Sheath socks. I don't mean to plug so many things off the top. The brand new Sheath socks. Not just underwear now. Crew socks.
I do like me a good sock. Mm-hmm. Sock it to me.
So this is going to be the voicemail exclusive episode for this week. We talked about it for a bit. First off, we have so many voicemails.
Yeah.
I think we have over 50 voicemails for this week. So
they've been piling up, and this actually was it was a perfect marriage of two situations that we were in. One, we had too many voicemails that we had to get to, and we had a hard time cramming them in at the end of the show. And B, there's so much math going on right now with the last week of the regular season going on, and a lot of teams still haven't punched their ticket. Like, a lot of them are going to come down to that last game. Instead of making guesses, let's wait for the final playoff picture to have a look, and then next week's episode, we will be able to make all of our predictions and have all the chatter about the round one series and who's going to make it out and who's not.
Did you want to mention Ovi off the top before we get
Yes,
to those voicemails, though? What
obviously.
Do you think? What do you think about the Selly? That's an iconic celebration. The Bobby Orr. I know
No, it wasn't the Bobby. Oh, no, that wasn't the Bobby Orr. This was intentional. Bobby Orr didn't trip on purpose. He didn't fly through the air on purpose. That was a perfect moment. Ovi, I think he thought about it. I think he knew what he was going to do.
Oh, 100%. I don't see any of the fake news mainstream media talking about that. The Ovi celebration was the Chaz Michaels, the icy hot super slide. Check out this, McElroy.
I think it actually hurt him more than he's willing to admit.
Well, did you see? He goes out, he goes full Superman on the ice, and then his bucket comes all the way down. You can't even see his eyes.
Yeah. Like, I don't think he was expecting. I think he may have winded himself a little bit. I don't think we got to witness it because he got embraced by his teammates, as they should, and I think he got the chance to catch his breath, and I think the moment caught him. But no, man, I think it was perfect. I think.
Did you see the scrum of all the camera guys when he was walking into the rink in New York?
Yep.
All of them, they're all filming him. He's walking in. Then he realized, you know what? F this. He ripped the tie right off and just kept walking right to the locker room. What's the point? He got off the bus. 10 seconds later, took off the tie. That's the most Ovi thing ever.
Totally.
I love it.
Well, there are so many celestial coincidences that happened with him scoring on that day, on that goal, against that team, in that state. Like, there's so many coincidences to the point where he did it in the same amount of games that Gretzky did to get the record. He did it on the same day that Gordie Howe scored his last NHL goal with the Hartford Whalers to set the 801 record. It happened in the same day that the Capitals were told that they won the lottery to get the first overall pick to get Ovi in the draft. It happened against the same team that Gretzky scored his last goal against to set the 894 record. Like, it's weird. Is it not? It's a little weird.
It is very coincidental. It's very fitting. I'm surprised nobody's talking about the hits record, though. He's third all-time in the NHL in hits. Forget about the goals. Over 1,400 hits, and the fact 04-05 lockout he missed. The 12-13, half the season he missed. The scamdemic season, half of it he missed. Plus the broken leg. Think of where he would be if he had played all those games. That's probably close to 180 to 200 games missed because of the greatest commissioner in the world locking the players out.
Well, and it's funny you say that because a lot of people are like, oh, the hardest record to ever beat in hockey. I don't know, man. I think Wayner's assist record is a little higher of a benchmark. Like, he's 700 ahead of anybody else.
Well,
and the only active player that's even close to him is Sidney Crosby, and he's 900 behind him.
What about points, though? Just shy of 3,000 points. Who's going to get that?
Nobody.
No one, yeah. Well, because you'll have to get the 800 goals, and then who's getting 2,000 assists?
He has to get 2,200. Like, that's insane.
He's got more assists than probably 99% of players in league history have points.
Yeah.
It's never going to be touched.
It's crazy, man. You know what? I think McDavid may have a chance if he keeps up at this level. He may have a chance to brush by it. I don't think it's impossible.
He hasn't had as many 50-goal seasons, though.
Oh, but the assists.
Okay, very true.
Yeah.
But the style.
Yeah.
Ovi's style is iconic. We got a lot of attraction on that clip the other day when we were talking about his style with the yellow laces on the skates, the skate laces from the pants hanging down all the way down to his knees. A lot of junior players ended up picking that up as style in the early 2010s.
Sure.
The skate lace belt, the half-tinted visor, the rolled-up gloves, the elbow pads, the nasty banana curve stick that obviously was too hot on the one celebration in Tampa. Just what an iconic player, one of my favorite players, even as a goalie. And to Ovi, congratulations, man.
Shout out to Sid Crosby, who I think has been very gracious through all this, especially you talking about beef earlier, a lot of the beef that Ovi and Sid have had. And my old roommate, Leah Hextall, got to sit down on the bench with Sid and ask him about the day that he tied the record. And I love the fact that Sid not only acknowledged him, but said he had a chance to get the hat trick after the game, towards the end of the game, too. Like, I love that it's probably done by now, but the fact that they're going to be their final game, it'll be coming up this week. The final game is in Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh, Washington and Pittsburgh playing against each other. I love that.
Did you notice the Caps fans, after Ovi got 2 in the second period or the third period, every save Spencer Knight made on him with Chicago, they were booing him after every single save. And I don't know if you saw on the face-offs, he was lining it to Ovi right in the center. He wasn't even lining up to the guy that was taking the face-off.
Oh, you know who's getting the puck.
Well, he was like, there's no way I'm going to give you that record, dude.
Totally.
And then even afterwards, when they shook his hand, you could read the lips, there is no way I was giving you that one. I'm not going to be the guy, but obviously Ilya Sorokin is.
Well, and again, as far as grace and all that, I think Ilya Sorokin is great. Ovi even shouting him out, going, thank you for letting me score, and then going over, hitting his pads, and you can tell Sorokin is like, I'm going to be on the highlight reel for the rest of my life. And that's okay.
Listen, if David Ayers can turn 2 periods into selling mattresses for a living, what can Ilya Sorokin do with that? Probably a lot. I mean, Kirk McLean, he gave up Gretzky's record-breaking goal in point. Was it goal? No, it was point. He turned out a career out of public speaking now.
Kirk McLean, it wasn't because of that. Kirk McLean was just a good goaltender.
He was a great goal.
Yeah, he's an icon in Vancouver.
Well, he had that iconic pad stack save was against Calgary in 93, Game 7. And then Pavel Bure scored the overtime winner against Calgary. Man, my memory's pretty sharp for a guy who wasn't even born by then.
Pretty good.
I didn't even think I was a twinkle in my dad's eye. That would have been 3.5 and change beforehand.
Congratulations, Ovi. If you haven't gotten to 900 already, I'm pretty sure you will by the end of the season. Like, it's incredible how he's able to perform at 39. 40-goal season at 39. Awesome.
You think he'll get to 1,000?
Goals?
Yeah.
No, I think he's done after this year, man.
You don't think he'll get to 1,000?
No. He'd have to play another 4 years. 3 years.
I think he can get it done.
Stop it.
If he had a pair of Sheath underwear. If he was wearing the best underwear money can buy. If his dick and his balls were separated, segregated, where they're supposed to be not touching, sticking to the side of his leg, it's possible.
If they were making sticks out of bamboo like they do with the bamboo mesh and the Sheath underwear, maybe.
And they're American-made, founded by a former member of the U.S. Marine, our boy Robert. He's an absolute beauty. They're the presenting sponsor of the show. They have been since day one. Get the best investment you'll ever make in underwear by going to the link in the YouTube description, the Apple, Spotify notes as well. Click that. Biscuit69, B-I-Z-K-I-T 69 is the code for 20% off the greatest underwear, the best ROI you'll ever get.
Here's to you, Robert, your cooling technology underwear from a cold brew in Manitoba. It's a beautiful pair.
And to the other half of our audience from the U.S., thank you for your service, my friend. What do you say we get to some voicemails?
Oh, we got a lot.
We got a lot.
Oh, we got a lot.
Before we get to them, if you want to leave a voicemail, there's a link in the description. You click that link. You leave a message. You get 90 seconds. You can say whatever you want, anything you want. We air all calls, positive or negative. Just say something nice about my mother.
First of all, I just wanted to let you two know you got 2 typos in this Speak Pipe page. You spelled talk wrong, and there should be a comma after Wheeler at the bottom there. Second of all, you two know absolutely nothing about hockey, and more importantly, you know absolutely nothing about women. It is not a shock to me that the two of you seem to have so many lady troubles when you don't know what the hell you're talking about, and I'm not surprised either that neither of you play in the show anymore. Now, for the love of God, can you put the podcasting microphone away and do something that's actually helpful to society instead of pretending like you know how American politics work? Jesus Christ.
First of all, don't take the Lord's name in vain. It doesn't look good on you. Second of all, I don't have girl problems, and I may not know a lot about women, but I know a lot about one, the only one I care about, and that's my wife. Third of all...
Do you play in the show? I didn't know that.
Huh?
I didn't know you had NHL games.
No, I don't. I don't have any NHL games. I got a lot of time on the ice. I got a lot of time on the ice through coaching and
about
playing.
As much ice that's in this glass.
Yeah. I appreciate the phone call. Your comments are always welcomed.
Have a great day.
Have a wonderful day, and good luck with your man problems.
Bless your heart.
Hey guys, it's Jeremy over in Michigan.
What's up?
What I'm finding is a weird split in the fan base. of people who are angry because a Russian broke the goal, and even had one person state all the Russian players should have been kicked out of the U.S. when things kind of escalated over there. Just wondering if you're hearing or seeing anything like that, and God, I wish they'd leave politics out of sports.
Can we take a second to just appreciate how many mentally sick people there are in North America? Like, seriously, if you think that, obviously Jeremy doesn't, he's just calling it in. If you think that all Russian players should be booted from the show.
Well, don't forget, they were, when that whole thing first happened, there was a lot of talk about that.
Too much money.
No, there was a lot of talk about that. And listen, we've been very clear about our feelings about how Russia was excluded from the Four Nations face-off. So I think it's very hypocritical for the NHL to be doing this parade for Alex when they weren't willing to showcase him in a Four Nations. Could have been Five Nations face-off.
Should have been Five Nations.
Should have been Five Nations.
Thanks for the call, Jeremy.
Thank you, sir.
He's a regular too, right?
Yep.
Hi, guys. I think Stuart Skinner is a great goaltender. I just think he needs to be a part of a 1A, 1B. I did the math. He's had a 900 save percentage or better in about half of his games played this season. I just think he should split the duties with someone capable of splitting the duties with him. Keep in mind, also, he wasn't meant to be a starter right now. If Jack Campbell didn't suck, he'd still be a backup in his development. Also, he's a better goaltender than you'll ever be, buddy. He made it to the NHL.
Well, there's the slam dunk at the end, right? It doesn't matter what my bad stats and bad math are. You never played in the show, Trav. Take that.
I like how he puts in, he has a 900 save percentage half the time. You know, my girl's great, but she's talking to her ex-boyfriend half the time. It's not that bad.
Yeah, right?
It's really doable.
At least most of the time she's with you.
What, do you have no other options? Come on. Actually, that's very fitting.
Hi, Trav and Dave. I'm just wondering, what are your guys' thoughts on the new rookie sensation, Lane Hutson?
Oh, my God. Wow. What a stud. What an absolute stud. The first rookie defenseman to score over 60 points in his rookie year since Chris Chelios for the Habs. Unbelievable.
With 3 goals.
Yeah, like, crazy good. Like, the Habs, again, I don't want to speculate too much. If they make the playoffs, they'll be the youngest team statistically to make the playoffs. That's awesome. That is a bright future in Montreal. I love it. I think Lane Hutson is... Look, Cale Makar is the cream of the crop when it comes to offensive defensemen in the league right now, but Hudson's going to give him a run for his money in the next 5 years.
Colorado signed his brother, Taylor Makar, the other day. His younger brother. Out of Denver? Or was it...
is he a Pioneer?
Was it Penn State? It was somewhere NCAA D1. Taylor Makar.
Nice.
Cale Makar's younger brother.
Good choice.
Ryder Brooks, Alberta.
Hi, Trav and Dave. I'm just calling to wonder who you guys got for the front runner of winning the Stanley Cup this
Winnipeg
year.
Jets.
Thanks.
Winnipeg Jets. Jets. The only thing that worries me is if they win the President's Trophy.
Thanks for the call.
Hey, Trav and Dave. Love the show, and I've always enjoyed your videos there, Trav. Reason I'm calling is I'm so sick and tired of this country. We've let in more immigrants than we can even imagine. Like, our hospitals are out of control. We have trade restrictions between our own provinces. We don't build pipelines. We have zero fiscal growth. Like, when are we going to wake up here? All we have is delusional lefties and drug addicts. It's insane. Like, people are just, like, dying all the time from fentanyl. Like, what a waste. I live in Edmonton. I saw it last week. I saw 2 people getting chest compressions done because they OD'd. Like, what are we doing here? Anyways, we all know the Liberals are going to win, and this country is doomed. Take it easy, guys.
Can I be I'll be the optimist here? Is that possible?
Well, what I will say is when he says, "What are we doing?" We're going to the polls April 28th, and we'll have our voice.
2 weeks, our country finally starts to heal. Can I also mention, I love the mainstream media. They're throwing absolutely everything they can because this is the last hurrah. Like in the U.S., the mainstream media died on November 6th. They're going to die in about 2 weeks here officially in Canada. They talk about the polls. The Liberals are cleaning house. Look at the numbers in the rallies. I went to the rally in Surrey with Pierre. They said 5,500. I'm guessing they're like, and I'll put the video on the video version of the show. You be the judge yourself. There must have been 7,000 plus with people waiting outside. Like, it was nuts. I was so fortunate. There was this one like little ledge at the back I was able to stand up on. I was only surrounded by short people, so I was able to get the shot of Pierre. But he had the rally in Edmonton the other night. 15,000 people showed up. Don't believe the mainstream media, dude. I think it's going to be fine. I'm going to be optimistic, assuming they don't rig it. Thoughts?
Next call.
My Instagram username is Matt Spots, and I'm a big fan of your podcast. I'm just wondering if you could get like Nikolai Ehlers or like Connor Hellebuck or Dylan Sandberg on the show. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure they would like to do it too.
Oh.
Yeah, bye.
Okay, just to give you a little BTS, a little behind the scenes, not the K-pop band, we have reached out. We've actually had a lot of players, like not just a couple, a lot of players, current players reach out and go, yo, would love to come on your show. And we say, great. And we set it up. And then all of a sudden we get communication from whatever team they're playing with going, that's not happening. And we've talked about this. If you're a fan of the show, you'll understand that we've been very critical of the league going, yeah, we have personality. We love showcasing our players, but don't interview them. They control the message better than most leagues do.
Got about as much personality as Cheese Whiz. Also, I don't think Sandberg's wife will let Sandberg come on the show.
Oh, he'd come on.
She runs the show, man.
Well, like he's not coming on anyway, so why speculate?
You saw the TikTok she posted about us.
Whatever.
Hey, Trav, you said that Oilers fans would stop going to the game because they had Mark Carney skate with them for like 45 seconds for a video.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to check in and see how bad the attendance is. Could you give us an update? Do you think the team will fold soon? I'm sure, like 50, 60 people went to the last game?
You.
Let us know.
Yeah, he's trolling you.
I'm voting with my wallet. I'm not giving him a cent.
All right. Next call.
Until they bring the next prime minister in.
Hey guys, Dave, you rock.
Yeah.
Trav.
Uh-oh.
If you'd actually pick Matt Murray to start in the playoffs over Joseph Woll, you're a pigeon, first of all. Furthermore, about your stupid fucking turkey story, de-thawed isn't a word. So now, not only are you a pigeon, you're a muppet. You're a pigeon muppet.
A de-thawed pigeon muppet. He's got a point.
Tough bounce.
Whatever.
Hey, man, I'm loyal to my boy. You know I'm loyal to my boy. I always have been.
Trav, this is Travis, actually, calling from Eastern Ontario.
Pause it for a sec.
All right.
This is that one guy that calls in all the time with different names. I recognize the voice.
And different voices?
Yeah.
Okay.
His name's not Travis.
It's really funny. You talk about the Canadian Pacific Railway a lot. You know, you say it built this country. You say it's the best thing this country ever did, and you understand that the debts that you're consistently also complaining about that we're now in started with the Canadian Pacific Railway.
There is no Canada without the Canadian. I just sound like Trudeau there. Canada. There is no Canada without the Canadian Pacific Railway. There was no British Columbia as a part of Canada before the Canadian Pacific Railway. But whatever death on the table you want, Canada exists because of the Canadian Pacific. They built that as a physical border from stopping a U.S. invasion in the 1880s. So, yes, most important monumental feat in Canada's history is building that railway, ocean to ocean.
Hey, Trav, just want to see if you'll make good on your threat to wear the 3-inch inseam. You said that if the 5-inch got too much pushback that you'd wear a 3, so would love to call your bluff on that. And while we're on that topic, would also love to know if you have any plans to start an OnlyFans, and if not, will you take paid requests for custom content?
Yeah, the OnlyFans page is going to be called 5-inch to 3-inch.
There was no complaints, though. I don't think we got a single complaint about my 5-inch inseam.
No.
So you have to call back and complain for me to start doing that, to drop down to the 3er.
Or subscribe to the OnlyFans page.
Which we have a Patreon page or YouTube channels members. You can get the episodes early, and I might, depending on how many signups we get, I might post a little picture there of the 3-incher just right there.
Please don't.
People are banned.
Trav, this is Nolan Kursiba, your old goalie coach, buddy. Trav, what the f*** are you doing, buddy? Blake, can I hit that?
What do you say? Can I hit that?
Yeah, I think he's taking head of a bong.
Oh.
Hey, Trav.
You picked some interesting goalie coaches.
I haven't heard from that guy in like over 5 years, so hope you're well, man. Actually,
Sounds like he's doing well.
You know what? Actually, he was my first ever like real goalie coach that I got like real good time with to help develop my game. Can I tell that story of how I actually
go for it?
So I was skating with a team down in the U.S., the Sioux Firehawks, in the the USPHL. God, it's been a while. It's been over like a decade. But I was skating with that team. Ended up getting a contact who put me in touch with another goalie who was like, I got all these contacts for these different teams that I'm trying out for. I just made the junior A team and the AJ that I'm trying to make. Here's these contacts. So I reached out to all these contacts. Hey, do you guys have any spots? I don't want to pay the crazy fees to play in the U.S. What can we do? One of them was the Oceanside Generals in Parksville, BC, and Nolan was actually the goalie coach there at the time. And I remember over the next couple months, just from like watching my YouTube videos, he was like coaching me over text. Hey, you should try this. Hey, you should try that. And it was actually making a big difference. And I was like, you know what? You're the goalie whisperer. If you can coach me over text, let's do it in person. And I think for 4 summers in a row, he worked with me one-on-one and made some huge changes in my game. He actually even taught me how to juggle. Too.
Wow.
You know that I know how to juggle? Do I have anything worth juggling?
No.
Okay.
Just women in your life.
6, 7. Yeah, about a 6-month shift. Quick shift. But yeah, that's how I met him. That was a really cool story.
Cool.
So hope you're well.
What's up, fellas? It's GUL18 here. First, I'm going to start off with saying congrats to Dave. Your wife's an absolute smoke show. Good on you, my guy.
You're right.
Secondly, Trav, so glad you finally retired from the game. It was getting difficult to listen to you complain about why you weren't getting time between the pipes.
Was I complaining?
Maybe it's time to realize that when it comes down to it, beer league's the way to go for you. It's cheaper than playing in the Federal League, and you have just as much fun.
No.
Anyway, quick question for you. Out of all the teams you were with in the Fed, who was your favorite teammate? I personally know Joe Pace and must say he was always a character and kept it interesting. Just curious on your input. Hope all is well, fellas. Cheers.
Thanks, man.
I thought Joe was a good person off the ice, business-wise, hockey-wise. I don't think he had the courage to support me and stand up for me when he needed to, which is why things kind of fell through the way they did in Mississippi. But as far as my favorite teammate goes, that's a tough one.
Ian White.
I loved Whitey because his story was inspiring to me. I mean, even to this day, I think of like some of the demons he overcame. It's like, well, if he overcame that.
What about Big Sexy?
Big Sexy comes to mind too. The guy was always good for a laugh. I mean, some of the stories I've already told in the story. Babs, actually, I just talked to him the other day. He's a good friend. Despite all the, it's funny. People said lots of negative things about me to him, and I've heard lots of negative things about him. But man to man, friend, like goalie to goalie, I've never had a single issue with him. He's actually probably Babs was like the best goalie partner I ever had. Like friendship wise, we got along really well. I knew my role. He knew his role. It was fantastic. I mean, he's also coming up on the show this summer. It's part of our summer interview series, The Pride of West Philadelphia, born and raised.
On the playground is where he wanted to spend most of his days.
Hey, Trav. I know that you have said in your previous videos that you are alcohol abstinent. I'm curious why in your most recent video on your Travis Rigdon page you are seen consuming alcohol. I thought that was against your religion. So yeah, I'm just curious about that. Thank you.
Sparkling water, my friend.
Sparkling water?
Rich people's water. Perrier.
Nice.
I think he's talking about the Jasper Park Lodge, and we got like that welcome gift and this nice little bottle of sparkling water and poured a nice little glass. It was great. It's fantastic stuff.
Nice. And not just Perrier, you can get bubbly now at your local grocer.
Dude, you know what's a game-changing hack? You get club soda, nice and cheap. Put it on some ice with some lemon juice. It's like a 0-calorie makeshift lemon soda.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. There was this one chick I was seeing once upon a time, to quote you.
Once upon a time.
I remember she would make these fantastic like virgin mojitos. She'd take a bunch of mint, smash it up with the ice, and then pour club soda on top. It was fantastic. She made a great drink.
You should check out the Sober Market. They got a lot of really good stuff.
Sober Market?
Sober Market. So they make cocktails that are alcohol-free, but still gives you the romance of, swishing your glass around, getting notes out of it and whatnot. I think you dig it. All right, next one.
What's up, boys? It's Harrison. I got a question for you. I saw the CHGO Blackhawks podcast. They were talking about Torts after he got fired, wondering if he should be the next coach for the Blackhawks. Now, long story short, they said no. But I'm thinking, Torts is a guy that gets more out of the room than what you have in there. Tack on the last couple years, what they've been putting Bedard through, that kid needs to play some meaningful games. Now, I'm not one of the guys that's, Bedard's going to walk away, he's going to leave, he's going to want out. But the kid's got to play some meaningful games. Now, maybe Torts is the guy to get them there, play some meaningful games late into the season. What are your thoughts, guys?
I don't think he's coming back. I think I truly think that John Tortorella is not only done in the NHL, I think he's just done coaching hockey. I think he is making that decision. I think he's done.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too interested.
No, he doesn't. Maybe that'll change, but from what all the body language and everything I'm seeing, I think he's just tired of the grind.
What do you think we got Torts in the podcast?
Love to. I would love to. I think this is the perfect podcast for him. He hated doing the TSN panel. He hated doing that in-between stuff. I think he'd love coming on here. Air it all out. Torts, we'd love to have you.
John, you're still married. How'd you make it happen? Fast cars, young
Question
women.
one. Call the voicemail.
Can I ask everybody a question real quick for our summer interview series? For a guy like Torts, would you rather have questions like that or the mainstream media questions? Genuinely curious. Leave us a voicemail.
I would just like to crack a mic up and say, okay, go. I think he'd fill 2 hours. I think he could have his own podcast.
Torts would interview Torts?
I would love that.
You could just hit record. All right, welcome to the show. Here you go, Torts. We could leave and just let him riff for 2 hours.
I think that'd be a great episode. All right.
I'm all for it.
Hey, Trav. Hey, Dave. I got 2 questions. If you guys could skate on any NHL rink, past or present, what rink are you guys going to skate at? Dave, I know you're a big fan of Steve Yzerman, and I'm a Red Wings fan here, so I have a question. When do you think he gets canned? Is it the end of this year? I mean, I know there's a lot of restlessness with the Red Wings fan base right now as this team is just not performing and people are getting antsy. Do you think he gets canned? Do you think he stays? What are your thoughts? And what can you say about this case right here? Anyway, hope you guys have a good show here today and, love listening.
We need more pep talks before we start the show. We need a huddle to get fired up like that. Let's have a good show today, fellas. Come on. 20 miles, 20 smiles.
Papa Roach, one of the hardest working rock bands in the world, they always do a little huddle beforehand like a football team would and do a quick little prayer before they go out. Yeah. I think you'd dig
Cut
them.
my life into pizza. This is my plastic fork.
They have a wonderful library of songs outside of that one, but yeah. Okay, to answer question 1.
Where would you skate? NHL rink, past or present?
You got to go original 6, right? You got to go to the old Forum. You got to go to the old Gardens. You got to go to the old Boston Garden. You got to go.
Joe Louis?
Well, look, MSG still there. I know it's not the original MSG, but the MSG would be cool. Yeah, any one of those old barns would be great, man. And the reason why is because they were less uniform. To me, it was more of a representation of what baseball is, where every park you go into, the left field's a little bit deeper. Like, look at the Red Monster in Boston, right? Like, every park's a little bit different.
Green Monster.
Green Monster, thank you. What did I say?
Red Monster.
Red Monster, the Green Monster.
Call my penis.
Gross. I think going uniform with the rinks kind of took away that je ne sais quoi of being able to go into that barn. I don't know. What about you?
Oh, I've skated at MTS Center, Bell MTS Place, Canada Life Center. I wouldn't mind skating at Rogers in Vancouver. That'd be nice. Also Rogers in Edmonton too. I feel like because that's one of the new arenas in the whole league. That'd be fantastic to skate into. Maple Leaf Gardens though, just a beautifully built building, 1932, constructed by Ross and McDonald Architecture. They built some of the most beautiful buildings across Canada. That'd be a really cool one to skate in. Obviously, it's gone.
Yeah, well, it's Ryerson College now.
But it's not the same.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And second question, look, Steve Yzerman has proven that he can build a championship team. I think he's got a tenure with the Illich family, being there when Mike was the owner. And I think he's going to have a little more patience from upper management and the ownership to get done what he wants to get done. Give it time, man. There are a lot of really good cornerstones in Detroit. They just got to put some of the supporting pieces in. But I think we're going to see a real resurgence in not only the Montreal Canadiens, but the Detroit Red Wings as far as original 6 teams go.
Trav, what's up? It's your biggest hater coming from New Jersey.
Oh, this guy.
Couple 3 points, like a bulletin, I guess I have to go off of for this week's voicemail. Leave the glasses at home, man. You look like Jeffrey Dahmer. If Jeffrey Dahmer was a subpar junior goalie.
Yeah.
Women love a man who was capable of violence. So that gives Jeff Dahmer vibes. Chalk one up for me.
Gross.
You want to continue the call?
No. Really quickly, I wanted to say a little behind the scenes. Before we went into that episode, this is the absolute true story. Trav was like, my contacts are screwed. I'm gonna have to wear my glasses. God, we're gonna get comments on it. I look like crap. I have to wear them. He was stressing about having to wear those glasses, and it's all come to fruition.
Got me.
That was one of them. Keep politics out of hockey.
We're
there's
trying.
no place for it here. We're just here to watch the game, love the game for what it is.
I agree, but the NHL is forcing it on us, so that's where our commentary comes in.
I don't
And
need
because
you guys
Canada-U.S.
interjecting
dollar,
with your-
Canada-U.S. relations with the NHL, we have to talk about it.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
if they stop bringing pride flags and all these like immigration nights to the NHL, we'll get rid of it. But anyway.
political views, really not needed at all. And the biggest gripe I had with you, well, more so Dan or Dave, whatever his name is, the bubble versus the visor. Are you on something that we should be aware about?
On that Alabama push.
There's no way on God's green earth that the NHL will ever go to a bubble versus the visor. Like I said, call me back anytime. I love doing this. I love hating from afar, but keeping you guys close enough to hear your terrible takes. Anyways, have a good one.
Look at it this way. The trend is against you, sir. I'm old enough to remember when guys weren't wearing helmets in the league, then they made helmets mandatory. I was old enough that when they started making visors mandatory. It's a slippery slope, and it's been sliding ever since. So if you think bubbles and cages aren't coming into the league, just wait.
I think we should give that guy the nickname of Sid, because I feel like he's got like a long neck, skinny body, kind of like walking around like this.
Big
like
legs, though.
No,
Oh, Sid the Sloth.
Sid the Sloth, yeah.
Gotcha.
Sid the Sloth.
Hey,
yeah.
guys.
Sid's calling in,
I
hating
feel
from
you.
afar. Thanks for the call, dude.
You know, I only left one voicemail, and quite frankly, I could leave another one talking about the Boston Bruins alone. I wish, honestly, I could come on the pod and talk to you guys live, because that'd be phenomenal.
Doing it right now.
To talk about how terrible the 2024-2025 Boston Bruins are. And Joe Sacco, the wet blanket that he is, puts out this team night in and night out. Jeremy Swayman with his $8.25 million a year. Swiss cheese. With a defense in front of him that is just abysmal. And I honestly wanted a non-biased opinion about it.
Bruins had a good run. How about that? They had a good run.
Also, I don't think Jeremy Swayman cares what you think. 8.2 million USD, that's 11 million Canadian, right to the bank, taking his new missus. He got married too. Swayman and Ottinger both got married last summer and are having shit seasons. What?
Stop. Just stop.
What is the one food group that makes a woman stop putting out?
Wedding cake. Next call.
Trav, I'm seriously begging you, bring back the montages.
They are coming back.
It's like an itch in my brain, and I need you to bring them back right now. Thank you.
They are coming back. Our summer interview series, all the guests we have, I'm doing these really cool, tight montages for every single episode right at the start. So they're coming back. If you want the old school montages that I used to do on my main channel, they are on YouTube channels members for $5 a month. You get every single one of them.
Cool.
What are your thoughts on Stuart Skinner with the Oilers going into this year's playoff run? Can he take us to where he took us to last year?
Can you pause the call for a sec? I have more faith in a woman that has a terrible relationship with her father than Stuart Skinner starting for the Oilers this playoffs.
I don't got a lot of faith. I'm sorry. I don't.
Hey, Trav and Dave. My name is Mark. I'm calling from Sydney,
Down under?
Australia.
Yeah.
I've been following the vlog since 2018, which has been an easy transition to come over to the podcast.
Sweet.
A fun fact, the trophy awarded at the end of the Australian Ice Hockey League, the Goodall Cup, is the third oldest national ice hockey trophy in the world, which means hockey has been in Australia since the early 1900s. Also, I'm talking legit here. I'm not here to spiders. I'm sorry for swearing. But if anyone knows of any dwarf or little people hockey, please hit me up and I'm on the next flight over. I just want to say, keep up the awesome work. A very great podcast to listen to and relate to. Thanks again for the trading cards, Trav. I also think Dave should get a set himself. Maybe in your summer series, do a sneaky trip down under and experience what real coffee tastes like.
Whoa.
Thanks, guys.
Wow. Anything else? Okay, I'll tell you this. My wife lived on Manly Beach in Sydney for a couple of years, and she always speaks very highly. She's got a lot of great mates down there. Then we have been planning a trip for a long time. We were actually planning on going during the pandemic, but you know how that turned out. Instead of playing traditional hockey, I implore you to go check out sledge hockey. Okay? I think it might be a good fit. I'm just shooting from the hip here based on that phone call, but I think that might be a really good fit.
Yep.
Do you agree?
Still good chicks, too. That's what matters.
Because
Right?
that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, we're not doing it for dudes.
No, we're not.
Trav, how you doing? This is James from Nanaimo, BC.
Good spot.
Grew up in BC.
Used to live there.
My son was on the ice with you one time at a clinic with your old goalie coach Nolan. Great goalie coach, by the way. My son really developed from him. Some of the takes you have on your podcast, I've had to tell my my son, he's 15 now. I don't let him watch your pod from some of the stuff you say, and your takes on some stuff. I can tell there's some closeted homosexuality that you're trying to hide, and I just I really wish you the best with your hockey career and everything you're doing, and best of luck. Let me let me know if you're ever on the island again. Take care. Eh?
I don't know if I've heard a more passive-aggressive phone call in my life.
Can't bubble wrap your son forever, man. He's 15. Let him become a man.
Look, I think we do a really good job of having good discourse, and I think sometimes I am the voice of reason for Trav, and I think vice versa. So don't shy away. If anything, it sparks conversation. It'll spark questions from your son, like, Dad, what do they mean by that? And it gives you an opportunity to be a dad and explain those things. And that's okay, too.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Trav. How's it going? Darren calling in from Richmond. Been a while, but
BC or
Trav, is it not lost on you that you were asking these, quote, soy boy liberals to send you shirtless mirror pics?
Yep.
You can't stop talking about big cocks, guys who are hung. You're fighting your sexuality, Trav. That's all I can say. I mean, it's clear and it's hilarious to watch it playing out in front of us on the TV screens. So keep it up. I wish you all the best on your journey, and one day it's going to be funny. You'll have always been for the LGBTQ community. Have a great night, eh? Darren signing off.
Have a good day.
That's 2 in a row.
Thanks for the call.
What are the odds?
Hey, Trav, and hey, Dave. This is Justin from the Annapolis Valley in Nova Scotia. Hey. Love the podcast. Love everything about it. It's so fascinating to watch your journey through professional hockey. And forget about the haters. You're playing at a higher level than I ever will. So I appreciate kind of living vicariously through your experiences. Dave, love the chemistry between the two of you.
And the hats.
Excellent work. Keep up the good work and keep wearing the hats. Don't let anybody else tell you can't. Dave, my mom particularly liked you in the podcast when she was alive. I emailed you about her at one point. She loved the fact that you were the perfect foil for Travis and what she called his ridiculous comments. Always made me laugh how worked up she would get over Travis's comments. Want to ask, have you guys ever been to Nova Scotia to play golf? If you haven't been, why not come down this August and take part in the Valley Junior A Wildcats golf tournament? We hold one every year. It's a scramble format. It's for fun, to raise funds for the team. If your guys are interested, can certainly come on down.
Totally.
And I can pick up another player, and the four of us could enter as a team and just have some fun and support the local Junior A scene.
Oof.
We could use all the support we get. We didn't have a very good season, and we're looking to start fresh with some new opportunity. Let me know what you think. Love the podcast. Look forward to the next episode.
Just for the
Thanks
record,
very much.
I can't help you on the ice. I'm too old for junior. If you're thinking of selling a pitch, but Justin's actually a really cool guy. I met him summer of 23 when I was skating with Jack Hardigan in Halifax. He came down. He's the pastor for the Junior A Wildcats. Cool guy. If you can wait a little bit, my Railway Hotel series, my cross Canada train series, my goal is to get to Halifax and cover that stuff. If you can wait, I think that we should do that trip together. I would love to go golf with you in Halifax. What do you think?
You had me at golf.
So, do you know a good spot for down there?
Son of a bitch.
Howdy, Travis and Dave. Dave, I called in last week and highlighted that your remarks in support of Pride Night were homophobic. But I want you to know that I truly appreciated your response, though you have yet to clarify which party you're batting for on that issue. In your response, you, perhaps unknowingly, expose the great lie from the left that if you are white and straight as an 8-inch chopper, you are a threat to others. This is where DEI comes into play and paints a target on the back of people of impeccable character like Travis, who would never treat someone differently or think less of them because they're gay. Like President Trump said, everything woke turns to shit. The NHL's base already includes millions of gay fans, but they consider their sexual orientation irrelevant. So it makes no sense why the NHL is clawing at their base like a bunch of drag queens at a wig sale.
Go listen to my morning show.
Do you say who you're going to vote for there?
No, I don't think he was necessarily asking about political party.
No, he did.
Is that who he was asking about specifically? Yeah. Okay, truthfully, in this
you're voting green. You're voting green.
In this upcoming election,
don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
No, why not?
Go listen to your morning show.
Go listen to my morning show. All the answers are there. It's like
also,
it's like a side quest.
I want everybody to know I will be voting for the Green Party in 2 weeks because I care about headshotting my future children and free birth control.
Thank you.
Yo, I'm a big fan of your podcast. Keep going, man.
Yeah.
That's 100% a phone call late at night. He's like tucked in the sheets. I like this show.
Yeah, that's great. Like, you know what? I like that show so much. Appreciate the props.
Mom walks in. What are you doing? Probably easier if I started masturbating.
Look, I've said this throughout my career. I'm not very good at receiving compliments, but I love hearing them. So thank you very much for the phone call.
Hey, boys. My name's Adrian. I live in Acton, Ontario. Big fan of the show.
Thank
Dave
you.
and Trav, you guys are awesome. I just had two things. One, Trav, are you going to interview Diamond Hands again?
Mm-hmm.
That would be pretty cool. He's a great guy. Talked to him a few times. He's a really, really nice guy. Be cool if you maybe collab with him again in either an interview or in some way. That'd be pretty cool. He's a pretty awesome dude. And second of all, I was wondering if you guys maybe could talk about the extreme rapid decline of Canada and what's been going on the last 5 years in this country. It's really hit an all-time low. And, growing up here, it was, growing up in Canada was always great. Like, everyone was happy. Like, I love this country. And it's just, I don't recognize it anymore. It's sad, It's not what it was 20 years ago. And wanted to get maybe your thoughts on that as well.
I think you answered it. Yeah, you're going to interview him again.
100%. We're going to have him. We're trying to get him in studio again because he's a really, really smart guy. I know he gets a bad rap for being a little bit of a meathead because he's a fighter, but he's a really smart, really intelligent guy. Mm-hmm. Also, we had a content piece lined up last summer after the interview. We were going to go down to a Muay Thai gym, and I was going to box with him and do a video.
I remember that. Yeah, you challenged it.
Yeah, a little bit of mic'd up of I took down Diamond Hands Amesbury. Only problem is this guy's got like 23 kids, so that fell through really quickly. But also, I love the fact that he's got so many kids. Mark my words, in 15 years, you're going to see the NHL full of fighters. Diamond Hands Jr., Diamond Hands Jr., Diamond Hands. That's going to be the whole lineup of just tough guys and fighters.
Same thing that George Foreman did. Name all your kids, George.
He's going to create an absolute empire of tough guys.
Oh, I love that. As far as the whole Canada thing, look, I'm the last year that Gen X was qualifying Gen Xers. Okay, I was born in 1979. I've seen the good. I've seen a lot of good. I grew up in a very affluent part of the country during the oil sands. I mentioned it earlier. I agree with you. Things were good. Things evolve. We're in an evolution right now, and you can't have a steep climb the entire time. There's got to be some dips. There's got to be some, like, look at the mountains. There's not just one giant staircase going up at one part of the world.
Unless you're in Canmore. Mount Rundle just goes like
all the way up.
That's the whole, yeah.
We're in a bit of a dip. But we're 2 weeks away, as Travis keeps saying, we're 2 weeks away from allowing this country to heal for the first time in a long time. It's been 10 years of a lot. It's been by design. And believe me when I tell you, there's a lot more to that, but it has been by design. But the counterculture is coming.
Don't believe the mainstream news. Believe your own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it. Trust yourself. The grass is not green. Sorry. The sky is not green. The grass is blue. God, I'm retarded. Next call.
Trav, Wheeler, hope you boys are doing good. It's the Graz, man, here live from Regina, Saskatchewan.
Oh, yeah.
City of the Rams.
So,
fun.
Wheeler, you hate our city.
I
That
do.
is okay.
Yeah.
but I'm going to tell you why you should love it.
Okay.
We got the Saskatchewan Rough Riders. We got cold Pilsner, and we got many hot summer days. That's the trifecta when it comes to Saskatchewan summer. You also got Maddox Schultz, first overall projected pick for the Dub draft next year. That guy's unreal. Watching him play midget AAA is ungodly. We got some very nice sunsets. We got some very nice golf courses. We got a really nice lake in the middle of the city. We don't have a river like Winnipeg or Saskatoon or Edmonton, but we make the most of what we have.
good
So at
for
the
you.
end of the day, you just got to roll with the punches, play the hand you're dealt, and, embrace the city. So
I get it.
I hope you can come to love that place. And maybe might have the round of your life at Deer Valley in the fall there. So you have a good one, boys. Hope you guys are doing well. All the best from the Gros, man.
You forgot to mention the Qu'Appelle Valley, too. This is very beautiful.
Oh, Qu'Appelle Valley is stunning. Stunning. Look, I'll tell you, I already have played Deer Run, and I didn't shoot very well, but what I scored on the 19th hole...
Also, everything else that he mentioned, we have here in Winnipeg. Yeah. Beautiful sunsets. You can get Pilsner at the store.
Yeah, we got better beer here, too.
Keep that Pilsner in Saskatchewan.
And we have natural bodies of water.
I'm looking forward to going there in the summertime at the Hotel Saskatchewan.
Yeah, we are going.
Doing a little road trip for the boys.
I ain't giving up on it. I'm giving it another shot. I'll have a full review for you. Don't worry. And I'm going in as unbiased as I can. I promise.
I have a lot of fun touristy activities that'll hopefully change his mind. If you know somebody or are an activity...
Are we going during Buffalo Days?
What's that?
I love Buffalo Days. It's like their Stampede.
I'll get back to you on that.
All right.
Hey, Trav, your IG post with the dude outside your apartment? Can't knock it till you try it, homie. Ain't nothing like a cup of Joe and a fresh meth hit. Start the day off.
I posted a picture of my Instagram story in...
Is that the equivalent to Wake and Bake? It's like Rise and Meth?
There's this one dude. He had like a Tim Hortons cup, probably like a medium double cup, like in his arm, while he was also like shooting up at the same time.
Oh God!
And it was like right outside the front window, like in the apartment that I got in Surrey. And so I thought, imagine if you came home and a shark was in your living room. You'd be like, "Bro, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be here." But if I went into the water, the shark would be like, "Bro, I'm gonna eat you. Get the hell out of here." I wake up, I'm having my morning cup of Joe, my actual coffee, and then there's this dude with his double in his hand shooting up some meth right in front of my apartment. I said, "Make shame great again." Boom, snapped a picture of his face, put it up my story, said, "I love socialism." Dude, the amount of people that messaged me like, "You're a terrible person. Why would you shame them and say that?" I said, you got to make shame great again for people to stop doing that stuff.
2 weeks.
Start to heal.
2 weeks.
You should do a video with a minor hockey goalie and comparing the skills you have.
It's not a bad idea, actually.
Oh, he's talking to you. All right.
Hey, Trav. Hey, Dave. This is Liam coming in from the wonderful city of Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Nice.
I've been listening to the show for a few years, and I'm really enjoying it. The real reason I called in was to say, Trav, I agree with you. Stuart Skinner is not going to bring the Oilers a cup. Yeah, just really enjoying the show. Wanted to say that. Awesome. Love stuff, guys. Keep it up.
You must have called. You must have been calling from downtown because it sounds like he was running away from somebody.
Giving you the old Winnipeg handshake. Hey guys, Studer,
love the show.
You can have my money. Here's a stat for you. The Oilers.
Thanks for the call, Liam.
The Oilers are 34-2 this season when they get 900 save percentage or more goaltending. That's it. They've got 2 losses when they get a 900 save percentage, and they still didn't address the goaltending problem. You guys deserve to fold and move to Saskatoon.
I'm curious. I wish I was a fly on the wall. I wish I was a fly on the wall when Bowman was trying to strike a deal to get a goaltender and came across saying, "We're looking for one. No, we never were. Everything's fine. Everything's fine." I guarantee you he was scrambling.
They're 100% calling Jim Rutherford down in Vancouver. "Hey, Jim, that stuff you gave us last week was really, really good. I got more."
Wasn't he the guy outside your apartment?
Yeah. I have exclusive video of the Oilers management outside my apartment right before they decided we're going to keep Stuart Skinner for the playoffs. Look, this is it. This is our guy.
Hey, Dave. Hey, Trav. My name's Pete. I'm a goalie coach out near the Twin Cities. Just want to say I love the content. Dave, you're the man. My question is directed towards Trav. It's an equipment question. I know us goalies get very biased towards what we use, but a couple of years ago, I did try out your Trav Spec Pro laces, and you're on. They felt great. Less tension on my hips, knees, all that stuff. But where it lacked for me was my pushes out of the RVH. Now, I use the toe bridge to push out of the RVH because that's how you get the best seal on the post when you're in an RVH skate. Using a skate blade is not good. Going inside the post, not good. And pushing off the post, I felt like it was slowing me down. So I switched back to my laces one practice, added a little more slack. And, I noticed a big difference. I was getting a stronger and faster push off the post. And with adding a little more slack, I was not having any issues with tension on my knees, hips, and all that stuff. And then I come to find out as well that in Liga, top Finnish league, they actually banned their goalies from using pro laces or bungee cords because they did a study that proves that they slow you down with your pushes. So I just wanted to get your take on that.
Why would they ban the pro laces if it's slow? You'd want the goalies to be slower, if anything.
To increase scoring.
I feel like if anything, it's the opposite. They would ban them because they're giving them an advantage. And it depends on how you set everything up. Because if you have a bungee, do you know what a bungee toe tie is? They put the bungee through the skate lace and it stretches on the post. So if you have a bungee toe tie, you're not going to get the same responsiveness. It's not going to be like as responsive on the post. You're going to lose a little bit of that power when you're pushing because the bungee is designed to adapt to your skate being up or down. Therefore, not pulling up and then pulling stress on your ankles and your knees. So it's all personal preference, right? Like I personally love the bungees. That's why we did the Trav Spec Pro laces. And if you use them, I mean, we've sold probably thousands of units now. They're fantastic. I mean, obviously I'm biased. I love them. But appreciate you trying them. And I think that's BS. I don't think they would ban the pro laces because they make goalies slower. They ban them because they make them better. But everybody's got preferences.
Okay.
Right? You have any thoughts?
No. On goalie stuff, no. Zero.
Cool. Good talk.
What up, guys? It's your boy, Larry Wonton, calling from Long Island.
Tell me you were there. Tell me you were there. I would love to hear that you were there to see Ovi get it. Were you there? Were you there just outside of Queens, New York? Were you there?
Caller, long-time listener. You know the spiel. So, yeah, Trav just got done talking about
he wasn't there.
Toronto being a shithole and Vancouver being better. And as an American who's had the privilege of touring across the U.S. and Canada, with multiple bands. I've been to pretty much every major city in Canada. I could definitely say that they're both pretty much shitholes due to the homeless and drug addicts, the addicts, whatever. They pretty much ruined the whole country, America and U.S. It's kind of sad, to be honest. I've been to pretty much every major city, and crime, homelessness, it's a problem everywhere. Shouts out Body Snatcher, Ingested from England, and Within Destruction, they can SMD. Keep it up, boys. Let's get it.
Well, when we were in Saskatoon, the homeless wasn't as bad as what it is here.
It was there, but keep in mind, that's a city of 250,000, so the problems were less, but they were still there. And by per capita, I guarantee you, it was just as bad for the size of that community.
Does Calgary have a lot of homeless?
Yes.
I don't remember seeing them when I was, but it was also in the winter. I know Edmonton was bad by the River Valley. Worse than here. Then obviously Vancouver.
It's everywhere, man. You can't get away from it. Even small towns, even small little country towns are starting to get it too.
I didn't see anything in Revelstoke last summer. That's the Revelstoke in Valemont. I saw zero homeless, zero drug problem at all, but also very, very small places. But
by the way, shout out to all the touring bands out there. I don't think people make enough of a correlation between touring bands and professional athletes, because the grind is the same, man. You're going from town to town to town to town to town, sleeping in the van, sleeping in the bus. You know, the more successful you get, the better, the easier the ride gets. But you're grinding, and I appreciate that. Send me a link. I want to hear your stuff. I'm curious.
Does he rock? You play the guitar? What do you do, Larry?
Yeah.
Larry Wonton from New York.
Curious to know.
Nice.
Well, it's a good push. That sounded like a sound effect, though. I don't think that was real.
I want to wipe after that one.
Also, without Googling beforehand and just listening to this live, I want you to define to me what is socialist about Vancouver and Vancouver's government. Because you said that in a video. And I want you to explain to me what you believe is socialist about Vancouver. I want you to tell me right now, and I want you to define socialist. You also say communist quite a bit. So I want you to define to me what is communist about Canada and what is socialist about Vancouver. Because as far as I can determine, there's no such thing as the workers having the means of production. So I've already given you a hint. And I want you to explain to me what is socialist about that society, because it doesn't seem very socialist to me as someone who's well-versed on economics. And someone who's not a socialist, someone who's actually a staunch capitalist. I know you might think, oh, this guy, he's a socialist. No, I'm not. I'm actually a conservative.
Send me a picture.
And I'm a capitalist. I work in some of the most capitalistic industries in the world. But I want you to define to me what that is. Tell me, Trav. Tell me what's socialist about Vancouver.
You know what's funny? Side note before I answer the question. Have you ever noticed if you lined up like a group of 100 people, you could look at every single one of them and be like conservative, liberal, conservative, liberal. Like you can pinpoint within a certain.
I've been surprised more often than not, to be honest with you.
I'm getting pretty good at it, to be honest with you. Like people that call like that, they have a certain look to them. That's just not impressive. But socialism leads to communism. Agreed? At some point?
Go on.
Socialism is the government gives everybody a fair shake. Everybody gets an opportunity. So everybody gets to pay the same amount of taxes. But because we produce nothing, because we're so busy on leveling out the playing field, taxes go up, production goes down, cost of living goes up, the value you get in return is nothing. The government produces nothing also. They do not produce anything outside of services. They do not generate revenue for the GDP. Therefore, capitalism and being a conservative, at least at this point, 2025, is so much better for the country than socialism. Giving out free drugs. I saw this meme the other day. There was somebody with like a liberal sticker on their forehead, and it said, "I love taxes. My rebate's fantastic." You don't need the taxes and you don't need the rebate. Just cut them all together. You get more money back.
I'll just throw my 2 cents in here, and I'll make this very short. But you can have equal outcome or you can have equal opportunity, but both cannot exist in the same sphere. And I think that socialism is an extreme word under the exact definition of what it is, but I think people are using it because this is where it's trending towards. And I've spoken to a lot of first, second, and third generation immigrants who fled from those original countries to come to Canada and saying they're seeing the same building blocks that's happening here under a different name and under a different strategy than what happened in their country of origin. So I think when words like that are used, it's kind of a similar strategic play that the left uses a lot when they use a lot alt-right, far-right. It's the idea of getting your head there to see what it could be if it gets out of control, which is what a lot of right-wing people are doing, maybe unbeknownst to them. When they use words like that, they're saying this is what could happen if this trend continues. So I think when those words are used, it's more to get you to that end of the line, not currently what we're living in, but the building blocks are there.
Well, I don't think you can say you love your country unless you're willing to protect it. And part of protecting it is objecting and saying what is going on here is wrong. Apples to oranges here, obviously. But the guy in Germany in WW2, it didn't happen over a week. Right. It happened over a very long period of time. It's boiling the frog slowly. Cold water, I'm going to just turn it up a degree.
Right.
And before you know it, it's too late, obviously.
Well, yeah, they push till you say stop. Right? And then they go, okay, fine, we'll stop. Then you realize going, God, they pushed me far away and I didn't even realize I was being pushed. And then that's the new starting point. And then it's pushed again. And that's the new starting point, and so forth and so on. We got one more call to go, and then we'll wrap the show. Back next week, we'll have all the playoff brackets. We'll have all the I can't wait. I'm so looking forward to it.
I'm excited for the summer interview series, too.
Oh, me too. We got some really good ones.
Hey, Trav. Hey, Dave. Been listening to the podcast here for the last 2 years. This is Devin from Pennsylvania.
By the way, his name in the speak pipe here says Jedi. You're my people. I like that.
Just wanted to ask you guys what you think of the AHL, ECHL minor league landscape with some of these teams going over to family-friendly style marketing versus actually just marketing the sport as a whole. Let me know what you think.
Well, I going back to the whole Jackie Moon, you got to get people in the building, right? Whether you're wrestling a bear during halftime, or if you're throwing a Star Wars night, which I know a lot of teams have been doing, or retro jersey, or whatever it may be, or even Pride night, or immigrant night, or military night. All these nights are designed to get more butts in the seats. And there's not a lot of American League teams, not a lot of East Coast Hockey League teams that are selling out night after night after night. Because when you got a Utica in town to play at Columbus on a Tuesday night, and the roads are crap, you know, that brings your numbers down. So when the weather is good, you got to bring fans in whenever you can. Like bring your dog to the ballpark night. This is not new. It's not exclusive to the minor league teams, but they have to try a lot harder to get those eyes because they're not getting mentioned on the evening sports highlights. They're not getting mentioned on the morning show the next day. They're not in the regular conversation of people around the office. You know what I mean? So they got to try a little extra harder, and no different than the players. There's a lot of people inside of that building that are trying to build their worth to get up to the next level of their job, whether it be in marketing or sales or whatever it may be. They're trying as hard as they can, and they use that as their resume saying, hey, we did a Star Wars night, it did these numbers. Wow, we need someone like that in our front office to come up with ideas to get more people in our building. So I have no problems with them. I think they're great.
I don't see enough people talk about how professional hockey, you are entertainers. We are there to entertain.
Absolutely.
We're not here to play a sport. We're not here to play a game. We're here to entertain and to bring money in the door. And I think it's lost, honestly, in a lot of these promotions.
Mm-hmm.
They're not entertaining the way that they used to.
Right.
We're gladiators on ice.
I agree with the whole idea. Why don't you promote the game? I think there is a marriage that could be done. Like you could do a Star Wars night while promoting the game as well. I think that the game needs to be pushed forward, but sometimes you got to throw a magic trick in there to get people to believe in it.
We got any more voicemails?
That's it. That was the last one.
That's it. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. As always, there are new episodes every single Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 in the prairies, 9 in the foothills of Calgary, 8 on the Pacific Northwest. I'm Travis Regina, your favorite former professional hockey goaltender. Played 4 years. Thanks for coming. That's Dave Wheeler. This guy's a radio legend in this series. He's got the hottest girl in town. We're talking big old boobies. Vakinas! This guy is dumb as shit. No, I'm just kidding. From semi-pro.
I remember.
Trade this guy for a washing machine. God, we needed a washing machine. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. If you're on YouTube, hit subscribe. Apple, Spotify, follow us up, and we'll see you next week.